Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel guys. Great to be back with another video. Also a very warm welcome to you if this is the very first time that you join my little channel, and much appreciate you watching. Do stick around, and also remember to like and to subscribe. The subscription is awesome because obviously it helps my channel grow, and also if you do share my stuff, I do appreciate, man. A huge thank you also to my Patreon supporters and the guys that do bless me on PayPal and all that nice things. I really appreciate that too, guys. Anyways, let's get stuck in today. I had a few requests. There was actually just one, but over the past few years, obviously, I can recall a few guys asking about spawn points, how to enlarge the spawn points, you know. So to me, I never could understand why spawn points will be so small. You know, make the things bigger, man. If you do design a sawmill or whatever, in the case that we're looking today, it's for a sawmill. But any other production, have a bigger spawn point. You know, it's so annoying when you get to a spawn point or your production, and then suddenly it's overfilling and there's not enough space for the stuff, and then the whole thing stopped because the tiny little 4 pallet spawn point is full. You know. Anyway, so I'm going to show you today how to get these things bigger. You know. So there's more place for pallets and all kinds of stuff. You know. So let's get stuck in with that. What I've got here, I'm going to use a sawmill because the request on my Discord was for a sawmill. So, but all the spawn points are normally basically just a trigger, and there's some limits and stuff that you need to adjust, and that's basically it. It's very simple. But I'm going to use this sawmill here in my test map. It's the normal Enlarging map, so nothing fancy. Now, there's a few things that we need to first check and do. So, first of all, if you're using a map that makes use of in-game triggers, in other words, your trigger is not in the map, it's actually in the game, in the game directory, then you first have to follow the process that I'm doing now. But if you've got a sawmill that's customized and your trigger's in your map, then you're going to still do the same process, but we're just going to have to add a step or two to get the sawmill from the in-game into your map, you know, because the sawmill building is not really the sawmill. That's just the physical, visual part of it. But the triggers that makes the actual sawmill work, which is actually called the sawmill, is actually the thing that makes the sawmill work. So what you're seeing here is not the sawmill, it's just the building, you know. So the triggers is not in here, it's actually in game. So we're going to have to import that. So in my case, I know exactly where mine is. So I'm going to just go File, Import, and it's going to be in Farming Simulator 22, Data, Placeables, Map, Alpine, and then we just find the sawmill in here. So the sawmill, selling station wood, will it be? There it is. All right, so selling station wood is called the sawmill. And now this, I need to now grab from selling station wood in the XML of the Enlarging map. So actually just the map that I'm using, because obviously test map. Then find my maps, map Alpine, find my placeables XML, and then we just find the sawmill, which will be selling station wood. So you follow this same process if it's not in your map, you know. So what we're going to have here is this, we need to put in, so we copy that positioning data, drop it in here, Control-Shift-V to place it, and then rotation will be 0 minus 3.5. Control C just to copy it, and then back into the sawmill, rotation, Control Shift and V for Victor, and there you go. Now we've got it. All right, and now there you can see the tiny little spawn point. And now I've realized here in this very sawmill, if you start putting wood in here and you've bought the sawmill, it will create you planks. And within a few minutes, well, I'll say a few minutes, within an hour or two, this thing is overfilling and there's not enough space, you know. So it's a good thing to have a look at how to create, how to put more size in here. And it's strange that this is like not so well aligned. Look, it's flying in the air, but I'm not going to be bothered with that now. That marker is definitely not correct. The height of it. It's possible that for some reason it's been adjusted. I don't know. Anyway, so not really relevant. But what we want to do is have a look at our pallet spawner. So you click there, open it up, and then we will have this here, spawn space 1 start. You see, so first of all, let's just have a look at that. Is our, yeah, you see what's going to happen now with this spawn area warning stripes. If you're going to enlarge this thing, it's going to stretch your little markers, then they're going to look ugly. So we're going to have to replace those with proper markers. So what we'll do is go into gameplay and we'll find our trigger markers. We can use any one basically. With wool selling. Let's someone copy the wool selling. Control C, like that, and then or we can go Control D. Just Control D that, and then Control X, cut it, and then wood space 1 start. We will take that, place it there, Control V, and it will drop it in at the right spot. So I just want to see. So what we need to do is grab that name, just in case there's i3D mappings. We copy that, Control C, and overwrite this one here, Control V, like that. You see. And then what we can do is, because this is now, the warning stripes is actually not part of this, so I've put it in the wrong spot, so we'll drop it in there. Here we go, that's better. And now we can delete this one. You see, what I want to do is delete that, like so. Control B, drop them here, like so. Swing it around, and I think that was something like -30, or in this case, doesn't really matter, because we're going to individually use them now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it, basically, I'm using this corner here, just to sort of get an alignment there, and I'm using this line here to see my angle is a little bit out. I think that's better. Alright, so now we can put it from there, or we can actually make it further from that little door there. And then what we're going to do now is, I wonder if we can stretch it out a little bit. Yeah, see. Oh, you see, no, I can't stretch it. I'm just going to go Control Z to undo, because otherwise, let me just make this 1 again. What's happening here now? 1, just make it 1 again. Yeah, otherwise, so what we'll need to do is open this up and then just manually find that. Let's put that corner where we want it there. So that's our 1 corner. Now we want to move this one. So corner 2, corner 1, corner 2 will be that corner 1. So this is the one we want to move. So let's move it up to, let's say up to this pole. So I think that will be a fairly good example of a spawn point. So what we are adjusting here is Z, because I'm just moving it around and watching here what is moving. So it's at 15. So Z, so we can copy that, Control C, and then we're going to go to this corner here, which should be, I think it will be this one here, and then just make its Z the same, Control V. You see, now it's at the same spot. We can lift this one up a tiny bit, because we can see it's not on the ground. So just like that. Okay, and then this one here, we need to have the same as, where is that one now? It's weird how this thing's numbered, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So what we want to see here is, once again, oh, mind you, this one should be the same. Z is 397. Let's just have a look. Where is that one? it's there, 396. All right, so it can basically be 397. So let's copy that and just drop that in there. All right, so lift it up a tiny bit. This should still be all right, because there's a lot of space here for the cars to drive, and the people are walking here on the pavement, you know, so it shouldn't be in the way. Okay, so I think that is enough spawn area for our pallets. And now what we're going to do is just grab, obviously, our spawn start. All right, find the spawn start, move it into that corner there that we had there. And the best for this type of stuff is just to come to the top, you know, top view. Like so. All right, and then we can move it sort of into the corner. I don't know how precise this thing is, so I'm just going to put it sort of close to the corner, not really over the yellow line, you know. And then the end. Oh my gosh, what did I do now? I've done something wrong there. I wanted to move this about. Oh, yeah, there you go. So, all right, so that's our start and end. I would have imagined that our end would have been maybe the other corner. So I'm going to test this by moving this into this corner, because I think in that tiny little pallet it was only one row of pallets. So we want to have at least 2 or 3 rows of pallets. So let us move this little corner down to the bottom. So it will be like a start. It will run a row, make a next row, and then end here. If there's enough space for 3 rows, it will be nice, you know. So we can just come in closer to put it there. Good. All right, so I think that is basically it, guys. So once you've got this now sort of in place, so I'm going to now take this sawmill of mine. Remember, this trigger was now in game. So I've modified the in-game one now, which you mustn't save over the in-game. So we're going to export this now to our map. So that's the first thing we want to do. So if your sawmill is in your map, you can just export this and overwrite, like file, just overwrite your current sawmill that's in your map, or the wood selling station wood. But if it's like mine, I've imported it from the in-game, then you have to follow the process that I'm doing now. So we're going to go File, Export with Files, and then we're going to go to our mod folder. It's our test map, Maps, Map Alpine, wherever your placeables are, you know. So I'm going to have a look here. There's no thing here for sawmill, so I'm going to go sawmill, just create it there like so, and then just type in here. So I keep the name. The naming was selling station wood, so I'm going to grab the name here, Control C, selling station wood, just to keep the name the same, you know. Control V, then yeah, it doesn't really matter what you name it. It's just when you change the name here, you're going to have to change it in the XML as well, you know, so don't forget that. But anyway, so I'll quickly do that here for a save. So overwrite or just save your current sawmill. Do you want a parent? Yes and yes for both of these. Make your sawmill smaller if you use the in-game one. All right, so now I'm going to just grab this one of mine, Control exit, so cut it, go into my, where is this thing's, oh, it's under locations and then placeholders. There it is. I want to put it in the placeholders folder, because if you put it in a placeholders transform, it just means that I don't have to delete it out of the map. I can leave it here for now, and then once I'm done editing, if I'm happy with it, I can delete it if I want, because then it saves your it makes your shapefile smaller if there's less I3Ds in your map, you know. So so yes, I'll just keep it here for now until we're done, and then I can delete it, but you can also leave it in there. It doesn't really matter, you know. But if you want your map smaller and more effective, you can delete all the I3Ds that you imported, you know. But anyways, for now we leave it there, and now we've got a working copy of this sawmill in our map folder. So if we now open our map folder and we go to placeables, sawmill, there it is. This is our custom sawmill now. So if you open this up, you will find everything that you've done into it, you know. So we now need to reroute our XML to come and load this sawmill, not the in-game one anymore. So we will need to find this selling station wood first of all, this XML. So let's go and find that. If you've got a custom sawmill that's already in your map, then obviously it will already be there, you know, your XML will be in your map already. But in our case, we're going to have to grab that XML, placeables, map alpine, selling station wood, there it is. So we copy this XML, drop it back in our map. So now it's in our map, and we open it up. And this is where I'm saying it's going to find or try and find this I3D, which is the incorrect one. So we don't want to reload this one. We need to put the one we've just customized, you know. So what we're going to do now is go back into our sawmill, and we're going to take this directory here, because this directory is where we now have the sawmill, you know, the selling station wood. So I want to just click here in the address bar, and then once you see your map directory, you just go from behind everything that's past your map directory you want to copy, because that's your directory tree that leads up to the XML. All right, so we copy that. We're going to go back in here into our XML, and then just overwrite this whole thing up to there by selling station wood. So we're going to go Control and V, paste it in there. We're going to make all the backslashes forward slashes. Now a lot of guys forget about this, and then for some reason their stuff doesn't want to load, and there's error in the game of incorrect characters and all kinds of stuff. So do remember to make the backslashes forward slashes, you know, otherwise you'll never get to the directory. And now this is where I said it's important to keep the naming the same. Now selling station wood, if you've changed the name, you need to take this I3D's name, copy it, and then go back to your XML, and overwrite obviously whatever name is in there for the I3D, because it needs to pull that I3D. Because if the naming is wrong, even just a capital letter where it shouldn't be, then you will have a problem loading it, you know, because it's case sensitive, you know. So definitely take a note of that too. All right, and then you can just run through the whole XML just to see if there's any other directories. Full type boards, that's in-game, doesn't matter. Loading stations, pallet spawner. Here's our pallet spawner. You see, spawn place start node, spawn space 1 start. That's just the one that we've edited. Doesn't look like there's any other directories that needs modifying. If you've got a custom icon for your sawmill, you can change the icon or the image and put it in there. In this case, there's nothing, but you can give it a custom image, you know. Show in store false, which means you can't buy this sawmill. It's not a sawmill, actually, it's just triggers. So yeah, it makes sense that you can't sell it in store. And that is basically all we need to modify there. And now, because we have now created a sawmill, a placeable in our map, we need to give it a shop line as well in our modDesc file. All right, so we're going to go back to test map, find our modDesc. A store item is the word I'm looking for. So there's our store items. So first things first, I want to grab a line that's already there, copy it, Control C, and then just paste it one more so we have a duplicate. And we're going to go back to our placeables here. Oh, we haven't modified the placeable yet, so let's just grab this directory here. So it's map alpine sawmill, Control C. go back to our modDesc here, and then overwrite this here, like so, Control V. So it will be maps, map L1, placeable, sawmill, and then we want to have the name of our XML will be selling station wood. Control C, and then back here to there, we double click there, Control and V. So now it's calling our sawmill store item from that XML. So what it will do, it will call this XML here, this one, it's at placeable sawmill selling station wood. It will take that XML and it will call this store data. This is what it's looking for here in the modDesc. Alright, so it will add a store item for you in the modDesc. Though our XML says that this thing is not to be showed in store. It's false, so it won't show it. But anyway, if you don't put that, your mod doesn't work. So do put the store item in there, though it's told not to appear in store, you know. So good. All right, so that's all good. And now lastly, we want to change our placeable so that we load not the old one in the in-game map, but actually our custom XML. We want to load that. So all I'm going to do now is grab a dollar, map to dollar, / just copy that, and then selling station wood, we want to grab that one, put it here in front, because now we're working from the map directory. And then we go back to our modDesc, and then just grab everything from here and just copy that, go back to our placeable and override everything behind there. It should give us the right thing, you know. Now test map, that's correct. So that's our selling station wood. Just want to make sure I'm editing the right XML. As you edit the wrong thing and you're in trouble. All right, so save. That should all be good. And then in here, we can just collapse all and save the map. I didn't do anything in the map actually. I just created that thing, but it's good to save the map because we have not deleted it. You know, we've left it in the map, so it's good to save the map with it. Great. So now that all that is done, we're going to go back into our game and quickly have a look at if that is actually working. All our changes. Hopefully it will, guys. So let's have a browse. And we should now have a good pallet spawner with a large spawning area. And this you can do for basically almost any placeable or not placeable, any factory, production point, whatever, you know. So now the question is test map cats, Mars train. I think this was it. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, test map cats. I've done the cats thing on this map, so that's why it says test map cats. So I just want to grab my easy development controls and that one, and we should be fine. Good. Great, man, guys. So yeah, it's just a matter of testing now and making sure that our pallets is spawning. And it will be interesting to see if we now have more than one row, because remember that start and end point was in the same row, you know. So hopefully we'll have more than one row of pallets, and that way you can actually have a huge spawning area if it does work like that, you know. So first things first is find the sawmill. There it is. Oh, that's the biogas plant. The sawmill is here. Oh my word, the sawmill didn't even load. So it looks like we have an error. So let's have a quick browse. What did I forget? Oh, okay, I know what it is. I know what it is, guys. A very important step I forgot. You know, it just shows you if you don't do this a lot, you can forget stuff, you know. So let's just go out again. Very important, guys, to open that exported i3D. I just want to go here. Go open this exported i3D, map place, map Alpine, selling station wood. And then what you need to do is zero all the transforms. So, because currently this sawmill is all the transforms are 0. Am I at the right thing? Selling station wood. Map Alpine selling station wood. Oh, this is in-game. I'm in the wrong place. Don't save anything, please. I must go to my map. I was going to just say it's impossible. It's impossible. It has to have different things. There's a sawmill. Open the one that you exported, guys. Very important not to get confused like I just did, because if you were to now change anything there, I would have had problems, you know. So here we go. So we have to 0 all of these, you know. So very important to just want to see why my keypad's not working. I think my numlock was off. That is the problem. So just 0 all of them like that. Not the scales, only the positioning and rotation. All right, and then just save it, and there it is. So the sawmill was actually there. It was just on another spot on the map. Because what happens when you export anything from the map, any i3D from the map, when you export, it will take that positioning data and put it here in the i3D. So now when you load the placeables, when you load the placeables, it takes that positioning and puts it in place where you want it. Now I see a lot of guys don't. What they do is they put zeros in here, then it will also work. But now you can't really see or import it. It will be a problem if you put the zeros and that in there. I can't really remember what the reason is for that, but it's not a good idea to 0 these and leave the positioning in the i3D. You know, there is issues generated from that. I'm not too sure what it's caused, but there is. Just always 0 the i3D and come put the positioning in here so that your XML always reflects where the actual thing is in the map, you know. So good. Now that is done, we can retry, and hopefully now we will see our sawmill where it should be. Oh my word. Oh no, stuff happens, guys. Stuff happens. I've got grey hairs, that's why, you know. Starting to forget small things, but yeah, let's not talk too much about that, you know. Great. So let's just start up our map again. And it was the cats one. Where is it? There it is. Just want those, and then start. Great. And normally what I do is I bring my console up, and as the map is loading, I just keep an eye to see if there's not any errors flying by. Now I know there is one for the cows, but I mean that's got nothing to do with our sawmill. And the cheeses, I haven't bothered with the collectibles on this map, you know. There's the cow one, so I know those two things are normally on this map, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not bothered with that, because it's not something that we are worried about. Okay, here's the sawmill, so we'll go visit that, and we are spot on our custom. You can see our custom pallet spawner is right here. Great. So now let's just drop some wood here on the sawmill, and let's test this sawmill. Oh, we first have to buy it. Do we need to buy it to make pallets? I can't remember now. Let's just drop. No, yeah, we have to buy it. So let me just see what it costs. Can't remember what it costs. If we press R here, oh, it's $100,000. We actually have 100. That's perfect. Great. Let's just drop some wood in here. So F12. Go here to our tools, spruces. Let's make it 6 meters, 9 meters. All right. So drop some wood in there, and we should now, if we forward time. Oh, we probably have to sell it, eh? We have to sell it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so there we go. So now the wood is in the sawmill because it's our sawmill. If it wasn't your sawmill, it will just sell the wood and you get money for it. But in this case, it's our sawmill and it's going to produce planks for us. So let's have a look now. I'm going to just put some extra time scales in here, so we can go above the current game, which is 360. So let's just go 2000 and see how much pallets we have. There it is. Oh, that one, I think Why is it going skew? So, oh my word. Okay, guys, it doesn't work like that. So it's just gone from start to end. You see, so it's actually not a how can I say, it doesn't work in rows. It's just from start to end. So I'm gonna be interested to see now when it gets to this end, how many pallets, how many rows will it do? You know, or will it stop? So let's just have a quick browse. I'm going to have a quick browse to see when it gets. So all we need to do is change this position and back to that corner there, and then we'll have a full row. Yep, that is now unfortunately a full row. I wonder if we can add a spawning row. You know, so it's going to try and do that. So by the looks of it, I'm just going to go see if we still have enough wood. We still got some wood, but our pallet spawner has stopped, you know, so it's not producing any more wood, you know. Okay, so that just gives us the answer there. It just does one row, so either we try and figure out a way to add some more rows to it, or we can just leave it as is and be happy with one row of pallets, you know. Which, to be honest, I'm not totally happy with that. I want to see if we can add them another row just for fun, you know. So let's go back into our map. Map. Here we go. Map i3D. And now, first of all, let's just fix our little hiccup there with the pallets. And then see if we can add another row. I just want to see what is the possibilities of adding another row, if it is even possible. It should. I'm not sure. I've never done this, guys. I have enlarged the pallet spawner yet in previous things that I've done, you know, my own custom stuff. But obviously, I must find that thing again. It's under locations, placeholders, and then sawmill. Alright, so there you go. So pallet spawner start and end. So all we need to do is bring this one up to there, like so. Great, so that will be fine. And now if we can add one here. Alright, so we're going to go Control and D to duplicate. And I'm going to pull this up, just one up like there. Or mind you, let's not pull it up. Let's leave it below that one, because if we move it, I'm going to have to move this one up now, because otherwise we need to fix up our there you go. All right, so let's give it this one a space, spawn space 2 start. So let's call it spawn space 2 start, and then see the end will also be 2. All right, so there you go. Right, so I'm just going to give it a try and see what happens, you know. So we've got a pallet spawn space 2. I don't know how many how wide that pallets are, but I can't imagine that it's more than that. And this should now be in the right spot. Just to be safe, let's just pull it back a little bit, maybe put it there. And you can now space it if it even works, you know. Alright, so we want to take this sawmill file, export with files, go to the one in your map, save it, overwrite it, replace it yes, and just yes to both of them again. And now we've got all of that updated in our i3D in the map. So we're going to obviously go placeables, sawmill, open this up, just zero it once again. Once it's up, every time you overwrite it, remember to come back here and zero it. Otherwise, for some reason, you're going to get in game and say, oh my word, my sawmill is gone, you know. But it's actually not gone, it's just loading up in another spot in your map. Alright, so placeables, sawmill, and then in the XML we now need to find that pallet spawner. All right, so spawn places. So it makes sense for me to just add another one here. So we're going to copy that and just create a new one, and then we call this one number 2. All right, and then that will mean that we need to give a new mapping for it. Copy that. All right, and call it 2 there. And then just the node. You see, this is the node that I said. It's 061 for that stripes, you know. So if we have put that in, we had to come and fix this, you know. So it's good to always keep your, because otherwise you'll get an error. So let's go into pallet spawner. You see that one is 601. 601, and this is 061. You see, so that definitely is the, so it's 060, 061, and then this one should then be 062, I think. Let's have a look. 361. What's going on here? Let me just have a quick browse. The easiest will be, not to get confused, the easiest will be to open the i3D here and not bother with that, because that is now following the naming or the index path of your map and not the i3D, you know. So come in here, get the correct stuff here from the pallet spawner. So place one start is 060. Okay, where is that? The warning stripes. Oh, there it is. Okay, so warning stripes is 0601. Let's just make sure. Warning stripes pallet spawn area. That is actually wrong, because it's in the wrong spot, I think. It's actually for some reason in there. I think that should be actually in there. So let's just fix it up. Let's just fix it up, guys. So that one is 060. Start 1. Start 1 is 060. Let's just fix this thing properly. Start 2, 061. So let's copy that. Start 2 will be 061. So we don't have to copy it. We can just overwrite it. And then the spawn thingamabob will be 062. Control C, overwrite that, or just make that 1 or 2. All right, so now I think we should be all right. So we've got spawn start 1 and 2, and then the pallet spawn area. So let's save that up, and in here we also want to save it. Remember, because we've now changed this. And now the one in our map is now actually wrong. Sawmill, this is still 0. Because we've changed stuff in here, we now also need to go and fix it in our map, you know. So all we need to do is take this whole sawmill, just delete it, and re-import that i3D that was there. So our map, our sawmill, there it is, and then just drop it back in here. All right, so good stuff. And then obviously we need to put the positioning and rotation in. But I'm just going to leave it as is for now. Doesn't matter, because this sawmill will be ignored by the game because it's here in the placeholders, and it's got a script that tells it to ignore it, you know. So let's just close up. We got all figured out and sorted. So let's go and test, guys. This should be very interesting to see if you can actually get the second row of pallets. Like I say, I've never done this, but it just makes sense in my mind that you should be able to do it. You know, why should there only be one row? You can actually put 10 rows in there if you have the space for it, you know. And you can even put the pallets on another spot. It doesn't have to be in the same spot, you know. You can put it around the corner, have one row here, have an extra row at another place, that type of thing, you know. So let us go in there. In here, start. So yeah, this is what I love, you know, is exploring, figuring out stuff, and we're doing it together here on the channel. So I live and learn, and you learn with me, you know, so that's how it works. Let's just all together smile and get it all done, and hopefully it all works. That's basically how we learn, guys. Nothing funny. It's just how it is. Great. So first of all, we want to buy the sawmill once again. Yes, thank you. And drop some wood on here for our sawmill to test. 12 in here. 9 meters. Let's give it some more wood and sell it. Great, there you go. And now we can put some more time scales again. Just want to get here where it's nice and quiet so we can see. Right, and then extra time scales so we can forward. And then go 8. I'm going to go 5,000 this time, just to make it move a bit faster, Put my spotlight on, my headlight, so my torch rather is the word. It's really working, guys. Look at that. Okay, it's a bit misaligned here. I think what happened is this pile of planks here is definitely a problem, And there you go. So now you can add more rows, and you can see that I've got actually lots of space. I can move this row up here, and like I said, you can take that row now and maybe place it around the corner here or somewhere else, where it's more convenient for you. You don't have to have them all in the same spot. So you can create more of these stripes, put it here along, maybe there, have another spot, or maybe there, or wherever you feel, get some extra spots for you to sell your pallets. Just one last thing I wanted to check: is there any errors that came from that? No, definitely no errors. They would be here at the bottom of our latest error report. So there is no errors, all good and clean. And that basically, guys, is in a nutshell how to add more pallets. First of all, I didn't plan on adding more pallets, but yeah, it's nice. So you can actually now add another third one and a fourth one and a fifth one. Have it around the corner, have it anywhere you want, and put more warning stripes. And just remember to add your warning stripes here. If you add more ones, just remember to always synchronize your nodes here with the index path in the i3D, because otherwise you're going to get errors in the map. It can't find this child, and this child is missing, and all people looking to find their children, or children gone missing. So anyway, guys, I hope it's been insightful. I hope it's been fun. To me, I really enjoyed it. And do remember to like and subscribe, and do share my stuff. And once again, thanks for all my supporters. You guys are awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, man. Cheers.